Mindful Life Practice community.
All right, and we are going to start our practice today in a seated meditation. I'm feeling particularly all over the place after sharing some of the comments I've received on social media and an Instagram post. It's kind of overwhelming sometimes when you want to speak your truth and then it feels kind of overwhelming putting it out there. Anyway, that's my stuff I'm carrying in here. It's not about you. But I think taking a moment to center right now would be really, really helpful. So I'm going to place my palms face down because that can be helpful when you need to ground. And if you want to be a little bit lighter, maybe flip your palms up, open to receive. And then take a moment to scan what is happening for you right now in your brain. And in your body. And in your mind. In your breath. Last night, Yasmin and I recorded a podcast episode, and our theme was Dharana. What is Dharana? It is the state of concentration that you can come into when you're in a yoga practice. It's not something that you try to do or put effort into. It's just something that happens when you're moving mindfully in the moment. It's going to be an intention for me throughout this practice is to be able to find that present moment awareness, find that concentration as best I can. Knowing that every day is different, so don't judge yourself for the experience. Take a few more breaths in seated. If you have any other intention for your practice, feel free to establish it now. And then we're going to integrate some movement with our breath. So as you breathe in, you are going to lift your arms up towards the sky, big circle. And then as you exhale, draw your palms through heart center. Inhale, arms up towards the sky, big circle. And then exhale, take your palms through heart center. Take one more breath in, and this time when you reach your arms up overhead, you're going to interlace your palms and push your palms up towards the sky. And then stretch your palms over towards your right side, and can you direct your breath into your left lung? So you're expanding through the left side rib cage. And then inhale, come all the way up through center. And then stretch the other way, so over towards the left and breathing into the right side rib cage. And then lift all the way up through center, release through the fingertips. Take your palms into your heart center. And then you're gonna come up and over and land into a child's pose. So on your hands and knees, you can take your knees wide if you want a bit more space, or have them together if you want a bit more support. And then just sit your hips back on your heels and rest your forehead. So I realize I didn't even introduce Vin Yin, and I think most of you have taken Vin Yin with me before. Hi, Mom. I just read your comment. It's okay, you're late. No worries. So Vin Yin is half vinyasa, half yin. And I love this practice. It's one of most people's favorite classes because you get a little of what you want and a little of what you need. So we'll move with the breath for about the first half, maybe a little more. And then we'll drop into stillness in the second half, getting deep stretches. So take a breath in, come all the way up into your tabletop. Knees underneath the hips and palms underneath the shoulders. And then take a breath in, you're gonna reach your right arm up towards the sky, so you're coming into a twist. And then you're gonna thread your right arm under and land onto your right shoulder and your right cheek. And then maybe you lift your left arm all the way up, weaving it back. And then come all the way back through center, place the left palm on the mat, place the right palm on the mat. And then we'll twist the opposite way. So take your left arm up towards the sky. Thread your left arm under, land onto your left shoulder and your left cheek, and then maybe you reach the right arm all the way up and twist the opposite way. Come all the way back through center, plant your right palm on the mat, plant your left palm on the mat. And then let's extend the right leg up behind you. If your left kneecap is sensitive, feel free to cushion underneath it. Take your opposite arm up. So your left arm is up, your right leg is extended, and then your navel is drawn in. And on your breath in, you stay still. And then on your breath out, you curl the elbow in to meet the knee. Taking 3 more, breath in. And then breath out. 2 more, inhale. And then exhale. And then 1 more breath in. And then 1 more breath out. Inhale, extend your left arm, extend your right leg. Plant your left palm on the mat. Take your left toes off the side of the mat, bringing your right hip to stack on your left, and then spiral your right arm up towards the sky. And then land your right foot on the mat. You're gonna come all the way up. And then take a breath in, reverse your warrior. So you're expanding through the left side rib cage. Come all the way back up through center. You're gonna plant your palms on your mat. Tuck your left toes, lift up and back, bring your body into a 3-legged down dog. And then bend your right knee and start circling through the hips. Come all the way back up through center, reach your right foot up towards the sky. And then land your right foot on the mat. Find yourself in a down dog and then just rock the knees, bending the knees, pressing through the heels. Find yourself come neutral into a down dog, and then on your breath in, you're gonna ripple forward into a plank. Yeah, you got it. And then exhale all the way back up to a down dog. And then we'll take 3 more just like this, moving rhythmically, breath in, come forward. And then breath out, shift back. 2 more, breath in. And then breath out. And then 1 more breath in. This time, stay into your plank for a few breaths. If you need to lower the knees, go ahead. It's all good. Feeling a little quiver in your body, a little bit of a shake. And then you're gonna come down onto your forearms. So taking it into a forearm plank, holding here for 3, for 2, and then for 1, you're gonna soften your hips and then untuck your toes and settle your gaze forward. This is your Sphinx pose. Take deep breaths into the lungs. And then exhale to lower. Plant your palms, shift all the way back up, finding yourself into your table. So let's take the opposite side now. Your left leg is going to extend behind you. Your right arm will reach in front of you. If you have to keep your right hand on the mat for balance, go ahead. We all have days like that. Take your breath in. On your exhale, curl elbow to meet the knee. And then flow through 3 more. Inhale. And then exhale. 2 more. And then 1 more. And then inhale, extend your left leg, extend your right arm. Plant your right palm on the mat. Take your right toes off the side of the mat. Inhale your left arm up towards the sky, bringing yourself into this kind of half moon type of thing. And then land your left foot on the mat, coming all the way up. And then reverse your warrior, breathing into the right side body. Come all the way back down now. Plant the palms. Take your right toes on the mat. Tuck your toes, lift all the way up and back. And then circle your knee around. Feeling what's happening in your hip today. And then lengthen out through your left leg and land your left foot on the mat. Let's ripple forward into a plank, and this time stay. Land your knees onto the mat. Untuck your toes. You're going to slowly lower, elbow strong back. Take an inhale, lift up into a gentle cobra. Exhale, lower back down. And then push through your tabletop. Come all the way back up to your down dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet at the back of your mat. Bend the knees a lot, grip opposite elbows, let your head dangle, rock from side to side. Rock all the way back into neutral, release the grip of your hands. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. Now you're gonna step your toe mounds together and bend through the knees and sit your hips back, lifting into a chair. Chair pose. This is the pose that Nadia posted a picture on Instagram, a meme that she saw. There's a guy at the side of the road saying, "Chair pose sucks, convince me otherwise." And Nadia wrote, "Alex McRobert saying you're not going to be in chair pose forever." That works pretty well. So I will say it again, you will not be here forever. But in our yoga practice, we're learning how to stay in uncomfortable postures. It's like resilience training for the rest of our lives. Take 1 more breath. And then come all the way up to stand, arms reaching overhead. Draw your palms into heart center. Connect your thumbs to your heartbeat and inhale here. Exhale now. Release your palms alongside your hips. Okay, we're gonna do a little bit of movement. Haven't done this in one of my yoga classes in a while, but you guys probably remember it. You're gonna start rocking from side to side, flip-flopping your arms around. Flip-flopping in any way that feels good. Doing it for 3, for 2, and then on 1, come all the way through center. Find total stillness. I want you to imagine your torso is like a glass with sand, and it's been stirred up and stirred up and stirred up. And as you find stillness, the sand begins to settle and the water clears. The sand settles, the water clears. Take a breath in, arms reach up towards the sky. Take a breath out, forward fold. Take a breath in, halfway lift. Oh, Siobhan's here, good morning. Take an exhale, fold, plant your palms, step your feet back, move through a vinyasa flow. Sorry, my brain said it was at 9. No problem, Siobhan, I'm happy you're here. You know what, time zones get the best of us. Take your right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. And then draw your right knee in. You're gonna plant your right foot between your palms. Land onto your left heel and windmill all the way up into a warrior 2. In this warrior 2, you wanna have a long, low lunge of your right knee stacking above your right ankle. See if you can find the middle in this shape. Between like your most intense and deep warrior 2 and your most relaxed one, find the exact middle. There is contrast. No, there is clarity and contrast. That's the words I'm looking for. And then let's flow. Breath in, reverse your warrior. Breath out, extended side angle. Breath in, reverse your warrior. Breath out, extended side angle. Taking 2 more. And then 1 more. And then come all the way up. Interlace your palms behind your sacrum. Press the palms down as you lift through your heart. And then hinge forward, finding yourself into a humbled warrior. And as you humble your heart forward, maybe taking a moment to consider, what are you devoting this practice to? Are you devoting it to yourself? Are you devoting it to someone else? Maybe something bigger and greater that you believe in. Come all the way back up. Release your grip. Lengthen through your right leg. Shorten your stance. Hinge forward. Clock your right arm alongside your right leg. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. So this is your Trikonasana, your triangle pose. And then if you want to play with your balance, you're going to shift weight onto your right foot and your right fingertips, coming all the way into your Ardha Chandrasana, your half moon. In my experience, this is where we judge ourselves the most. Why am I so wobbly? Why am I falling? Can you allow this pose to just be the pose? No emotional reaction to it. Step your left foot all the way back. Nice. Your low lunge with your arms overhead. Exhale your palms down. Now get strong through your left palm as you reach your right arm up towards the sky. And we're gonna come all the way into a side plank of Vashisthasana. So you're gonna step your right foot all the way back, holding on here for 3, for 2. And then on 1, land your right palm and then travel through your vinyasa flow, coming all the way up to your down dog. Preparing for the opposite side. Left leg lifts up, 3-legged dog. Draw your left knee in, step your left foot between your palms. Come all the way up. And then open up into your warrior 2, gazing forward. Letting the body find the middle. And as the body finds the middle, the mind finds the moment. Inhale, reverse your warrior. Exhale, come all the way forward, land your left elbow, reach your right fingertips forward, extended side angle. Taking 3 more, moving with your own breath. Eventually coming all the way up. Interlace your palms behind your sacrum, breathe your heart, expand, and then hinge your heart forward, humbling. And as the body finds the middle, the mind finds the moment. Is there wisdom in the middle? Is there wisdom in the present moment? Lift all the way back up, release your grip, extend. Lengthen through your left leg, walk your right foot in. Hinge forward. Left arm clocks alongside left leg. Right arm reaches up towards the sky, Trikonasana. And then if you feel like it, shift weight onto your left foot and left fingertips, finding your half moon. Knowing that everything is just an option. You are your teacher. You live in your body, you know it much better than I do. Take one more breath. And then step your right foot all the way back. Lift your arms up towards the sky, big breath in. Exhale, take your palms forward. Now land your right palm. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. Start to roll onto the outer edge of the right foot. Step your left foot back, finding yourself in a Vashisthasana, side plank 3, 2, nice work. 1, land your left palm. Let's move through a vinyasa flow. Coming all the way up to a down dog. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Hanging out in your forward fold. Perhaps taking the peace fingers, gripping them around the big toes, taking a big breath in, and then pulling your heart towards your thighs, creating like a little diamond shape with your arms. Doing your best to be here now, and knowing that your best is more than enough. Release your grip. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, fold. Bend through your knees, sit back, finding your chair, your Utkatasana. We're back in this shape. Everyone's very, very favorite shape. Can you let this pose happen and just allow it to be without any reaction? Nothing bad, nothing good about it. It's just a chair that you are in, and you're here now, and you're not going to be here forever, just a few breaths longer. And then come all the way up to stand. Draw your palms at heart center. Connect your thumbs to your heartbeat. Inhale here. Exhale now. Inhale here. Exhale now. Just walk to the middle of your mat. We're going to take 3 balancing poses. So the first one is going to be a Virabhadrasana 3. Warrior 3. Do what you want with your hands. They can be together, they can be apart. Let's leave our right foot as our support to start. So you're just going to tilt back and find an uppercase T with the body. You're extending through the left leg. And you're almost keeping your left hip level with your right. And then decide what you want to do with your arms. There are a million ways to do a warrior 3. I used to look around the room thinking I was doing it wrong. There is no such thing as wrong. Tilt all the way up, keeping your left leg lifted. You're going to cross your left knee on top of your right, open your arms, and your left arm is going to go on top of your right. Finding yourself in Eagle Gardasana, so your hands can grip opposite shoulders, or they can weave together and high five. And maybe your tippy toes can tuck behind your ankle, maybe not. The beauty in binds is that there's clarity and contrast. So you're all wound up in this moment. And then take a big breath in and release everything and just plant your left foot and feel the freedom in the release from the bind. Draw your palms together and feel the stability of 2 feet on the earth holding you. Inhale here. Exhale now. One more standing balance pose on this side. Keep your right foot as your root. Left foot on the inside of the ankle, the shin, or the thigh. And then press your palms to heart center. Settle your gaze. Take deep, full breaths. One more inhale. One more exhale. And then just plant your left foot on the mat. Let's take a half sun salutation between sides. So on your breath in, you're going to sweep your palms upward. On your breath out, you're going to forward fold. On your breath in, halfway lift. On your breath out, forward fold. And then on your breath in, reach your palms up towards the sky, circle. And then take your palms into heart center. So let's take that same series on the opposite side. So get rooted and supported through your left foot And then start to lengthen your right leg back, finding a warrior 3, choosing what to do with your arms, pressing down through the big toe. Falling out of a shape just means you're human. And getting back into it means you're a student of yoga. Take one more breath. Come all the way up to stand. Cross your right thigh on top of your left. Open your arms. Cross your right arm on top of your left. Get all bound up. Remembering the beauty in binds is their direct relation to real life. Right? We all get tied up into things that we don't want to be tied up into. And it's when we release that tie, it's when we find the most freedom. So take a big breath in, reach everything upwards. And then take your palms into heart center. Support yourself in a tree by anchoring through your left foot, lifting onto your right tippy toes, opening and landing the foot either on the inside of the ankle, the shin, or maybe on the thigh. And then press your hands into heart center. Okay, good, we're on time. I hadn't looked at the time for a while. In this class, you have to be particularly attentful because if I get too into the vinyasa, then we'll miss all the yin. So don't worry, it's coming next. Take one more breath. And then just land your foot. Land your palms into heart center. Take an inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Take an exhale, forward fold. Take an inhale, halfway lift. Take an exhale, forward fold, plant the palms, step your way back to a down dog. If you want to take a vinyasa, go ahead. It's your last vinyasa. And then land your knees onto the mat, knees wider together. Sit your hips back on your heels and rest your forehead. So coming into your child's pose, I use this pose as a transition. Because to me, this pose feels like you're a turtle coming inside your shell. You close off your senses. You start to turn inwards, which is what our second half of our practice is about. So roll all the way up to seated. We're going to come into some side opening and some heart opening shapes today. So for your first pose, you're going to lengthen your right leg out. We've done this one before. You're going to step your left leg to cross, and you're landing onto the outer edge of the left foot. And then land your right palm on the mat. Maybe you're on the elbow. And you're gonna start to lift your left arm over towards the right. Yeah, you got it. So in this pose, you could have your foot up like this, but you're gonna get the stretch for the hip more if you have your outer edge of your foot down, and so the knee is kind of stacking. You know what I mean? And if you have tight hips, don't worry, you will get there one day. So for a long time, I only did hip opening yoga classes in Yin. And I avoided this part of the body, which is the side and the spine. And that might be because for me, the hips was an area where I carried a lot of my stress. And so I felt like these other parts were maybe less significant. And then I did this class the other day, opening up through the heart and the side body. I guess it wasn't the other day, it was probably a few weeks ago now. But I realized how important it is to kind of evenly work and stretch and strengthen all the parts of the body. Because if we avoid certain parts, then things are just building up and being stuck there. They're not being released. Take a few more breaths. I'm not going to stay here for a super long time, just a few more breaths. And then slowly bring your body all the way up. And then take a moment to lengthen your left leg out. So your right leg and your left leg are both lengthened out. And this is just a moment to process the difference between the right side and the left side. And then we're going to take it the opposite way. So you're going to step your right foot in and then cross your right leg over. Your right knee is stacking above your left. You're on the outer edge of the right foot if it's accessible to you. And then you're going to walk your left arm out, maybe on the elbow, maybe on the hand. And then just reach your right arm overhead towards the left. So what is the intention behind our yin practice? A lot of us live in 2020 in this very go, go, go way. Or at least we did before March happened. And so I believe our yin practice is extremely important because it gives us the opportunity to practice stillness. To practice remaining in uncomfortable positions for a long period of time. And we learn that we can actually deal with discomfort pretty well. We learn that we're much more resilient to stress than we maybe believed we were. And we learn how to tolerate boredom. So if you've practiced Yin with me before, you probably know that for a long time, this was my least favorite kind of yoga. Because I didn't have the focus to remain still for so long. So if you're finding this challenging, then it's all the more reason to do it. Take one more breath. And then come all the way up. Extend your right leg. Feel the difference between your right side and your left side and what's balanced out. And we're going to come into a back bending shape. And I realize I should have said at the beginning, if you have a yoga block, excellent. And if you don't have one, if you have a book or something, just something thick that you can place your sacrum on, that would be fab. I'm going to show you what we'll do with it. So you're going to come all the way onto your back. Press through your feet to lift your hips up. And then slide your block or your books or whatever it is underneath your sacrum. So this is bridge pose, but it's a supported bridge. And then you might knock your knees together. Or it might feel good to lengthen your legs all the way out, coming into a bit of a deeper back bend. Again, there's a million ways that you can do every single pose. So find the one that feels best for your body. I'm going to let you just stay in stillness in this pose. Oftentimes in Yin, I'm chatting away. I'm trying to keep you distracted. But I'm going to allow you to try to concentrate in the present moment, using whatever tools you like or know how to do. And maybe it's just a simple inhale here. Exhale now. Taking about 5 more rounds of breath. And then press through your feet, lift your hips up. Slide whatever you had underneath you to the side. Just lower each and every vertebrae one at a time until the last thing that lands is your hips. Clarity and contrast. Feel the difference that it felt between being in that back bend and then having your spine in its natural curves flat on the mat. And then we'll counter this pose with a little bit of a forward fold Apanasana. So take your knees into your chest, drape your arms around your shins, give yourself a nice sweet little hug. And then rock your body up to seated. So we're gonna take one pranayama practice. I used to avoid teaching pranayama in my classes because I felt like people would think it was weird. I've recently started to learn about it and appreciate it a lot more through one of our brilliant instructors, Hug. And I find that this one practice in particular really helps me calm my mind. So I want to share it with you. It's called Nadi Shodhana, which means alternate nostril breathing. And you're going to take your 2 fingers that make a peace sign, and you're going to place them on your third eye, so the center of your forehead. And then you're going to use your thumb and your index finger. So place your right thumb on your right nostril and then send a breath in through the left nostril. Land your left index finger on your left nostril and then exhale through your right nostril. Inhale through your right nostril. And then plug the right nostril and exhale through the left. So keep going like this. Moving at your pace. And know that if this breathing is not soothing for you, feel free to just scrap it and just breathe normally. I'm providing tools, but you always have the right to take them or leave them. Taking one more round. Making sure at last you exhale through your left nostril. And then release your palm back on your lap and take normal inhales. Normal exhales. Normal inhales. Normal exhales. So the final posture in our practice, it's always your rest pose. If you want to take a normal shavasana, stretching your body out, laying flat on the mat, go for it. If you're comfortable in your seated meditation, then stay here. Really just allowing whatever posture you choose to ultimately be a container to hold you. While you soak in and soak up all of the benefits of this hour that you have given yourself. And rest in this moment, knowing that I will bring you back in a few minutes before the time is up. Please let me feel inner peace from the center, at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from the center, at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from the center, at the center of me. Please let me feel inner peace from the center, at the center of me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Give your fingers and your toes a little wiggle. Run a nice, sweet, and simple stretch through your body, fingers all the way through toes. take your knees into your chest. Give yourself a little hug. So this is called a practice because it's not separate from the rest of our lives. The same things that challenge us off our yoga mats challenge us on our yoga mats. And we're practicing ways of being that we can carry off our mats and into the world. So maybe in this moment, in this hug, identifying one little nugget or thing that you want to take for the rest of your day. And then slowly come all the way up to seated. No hurries or worries. Take your palms into heart center, thumbs into your chest, lengthen up through the spine, soften your shoulder. And we'll finish off with an Om sound. Inhaling, exhaling, and inhale through to make an Om. So take a big breath in. Big breath out. Big breath in. Thank you so much for showing up and for sharing the space and the practice with me. The light that resides within me sees and honors the light that resides within each and every one of you. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti, peace. Namaste.
The Mindful Life Practice Community.